Today we're going to make banana bread. Real simple recipe. I have all the ingredients laid out to make it easy. Let me go through them for you. From here, this side here, I have 2 cups of flour. It's all-purpose flour. I have some sour cream here. We're going to use 1 heaping tablespoon of sour cream. We have some baking powder and baking soda, and we're going to do a teaspoon each of those. I'm going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. If I can refrain from putting more in, I always seem to put more in. I have a quarter stick of butter, which is melted and in a cup here. I have 3/4 of a cup of chopped walnuts. I have 2 bananas. I have 2 eggs and 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And you can use a cup of sugar if you want. Some people like it sweeter. I don't like it as sweet. I usually warm it up and put butter on it anyways when I'm done. So let me get a mixing bowl and I'll show you how to put this together. Okay, so here's the process. I have the 2 bananas. I usually use 3, but this is just what I happen to have in the house. We're going to just mash these up a little bit. Get this heavy-duty fork. Mash them up. Don't go crazy. You can just mash them a little bit because you're still going to add stuff and mash it a little bit more. Next, I'm going to add my sugar. And I'm just going to mash that in with the sugar. Once again, you don't have to get it make sure it's all incorporated or anything just yet. Like to mix that up. I'm going to add my 1 heaping tablespoon of sour cream. This is my substitute for not having that 3rd banana. So that's really good. And this just helps make a batter. Then we have our 1/4 stick of butter. And I did take a little bit of the butter and put it into the pan that I'm going to be baking in. And it's sitting on the back burner on the stove. And that butter has melted, so we're just going to use that to coat the pan because you got to butter your pan, or you can use cooking oil. I prefer butter. Okay, so we're going to mix that in there. Then we have our 2 eggs, and they're not whipped or anything. You can mix them up in a bowl on the side. I like to just crack them into a bowl, make sure there are no shells in there, and I put them right in there. And this is, I just mix this up. I mean, everything's going to get mixed in the end. Now, a lot of recipes will say, well, you should sift your dry ingredients together. No, I don't sift either. So I got my teaspoon of baking powder, and I have a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're just going to mix that in. I'm going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. There's my 1 teaspoon. Whoops, 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 whoops. There, that's fine. You can't hurt it. And then we have we're going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon, and that will just eyeball it. That's good too. And like I said, you know, more or less whatever you like. So right now we have just about everything in there. Smells good already. Now if I had 3 bananas and I didn't have sour cream, that's how I would make it without the sour cream. I prefer 3 bananas in this, but right now I just happen to have 2. So, and we have 2 cups of flour. Just dump it in there. So we'll just mix this together. And we also have some walnuts to get in there. So I got my 3/4 of a cup of walnuts. Now, at this point, we can use a whisk just to mix this up a little bit better. It smells really good. We got everything in there we need. If it seems like it's dry, you can add a little more of sour cream. Some people use like a dash of like a tablespoon of milk just to get it to the consistency they want. I'm gonna put a little more sour cream in there, like that. And then it's gonna be done. So, I mean, I just like to make sure it's mixed up good. And that's it. I mean, that's our mix, you know. So I have a pan here that I put butter in it, and I had it on the back burner. You can see there's butter on there, so I'm just gonna spread that around and coat the inside. We want to coat the inside of this pan so things don't stick. Like I said, you can use cooking spray if you want. I like the taste of butter on there. Butter is always good. That's it. I mean, I have the oven's preheated at 350 degrees right now, which I do like that. And I have a spatula and we'll get it into our baking pan. This is just like a regular bread loaf pan that I use for making my bread. And we're gonna put this on the center rack in the oven. Let's not waste any, like that. So there it is. I'm gonna throw this in the oven. I'll show it to you when it comes out. Okay, so the bread is cooked. The banana bread is cooked 50 minutes, and I just took it out of the oven. I'll let you take a look at it. It looks quite beautiful. We're gonna take a toothpick. We're gonna put it through there. It comes out pretty clean. There's nothing stuck to it. There's nothing really stuck to it. This bread is done. Now, a few options here. Some people will let it cool in the pan like that. I like to take it out and let it cool on a rack. There's a little procedure to it though. Obviously everything's hot. You flip it like that. Flip it upside down. Now it's on a cooling rack. I'm gonna do it just like that. Put this pan over here. Now, they say you should let this rest for a while. Just let it settle a little bit and let it set down. It smells great. And I'm kind of concerned now as to how long I think I can actually let it sit before I decide to cut into it. I would think it's maybe going to be 3 or 4 minutes. But that's the recipe for the banana bread. And you can always put pecans in it instead of the walnuts. Or you can go with no nuts as well. It's always good. Like I said, I usually use 3 bananas. The vanilla really helps. It's going to be sweet. I'm going to put some butter on it, and it's going to be excellent. Thanks for watching. I have some other recipes on my website. It's www.cookies.com. Take a look. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Thanks for watching.